of Aquarius with your hosts, Dan Smurglio and Josh Bernstein.
What's going on, brother? You're muted.
Could you see?
There we go.
I can't see anything.
You can't see anything. I can see you.
You can see me. I can't see you. That's cool.
That's so weird.
I have a black screen, and I can't make it go away.
Really?
Yeah.
Were you able to see me before we started?
I was able to see you quite fine. And went to play the intro video like it always does. Did it play the video?
Yeah, it did.
Oh,
yeah.
Well,
I took the earplugs out so it didn't blow out my eardrums, and then I put them back in, and you can't see me now.
I can't see anything. I can't see
That's
comments.
So weird.
I can't see anything.
So what do you want to do? You want to try to mess with it while we're going here?
I don't think that's going to work too well.
Because on my end, I can see you, and I can see me, and I can see the backgrounds. I can see pretty much everything.
Well,
so
as
looks
long
like
as you can see me. I mean,
looks like we're live here. So
yeah, no, we're live. I can't see how many people are watching, but I see that we're live, and I can see the chat room now. I just can't see anything on my screen. So as I said, I had some amazing technical difficulties far, and that is why I'm telling everybody tomorrow, if you vote in the primary in Maine and you write in Dan Smuriglio, make sure you take a picture or you take a video and you send it to me, because we need proof, and we'll play it as well, but people need to see. So
and that goes for anyone at any primary, anywhere, really. If you think about it, you should always have a copy of your ballot.
Agreed.
Especially if you're going into the little thing with the curtain. You take your phone out, you take a picture of it completely 100%, so you have, a reference point for that. So it's extremely important, because look, they have stolen yet another election. This reminds me of the red mirage blue wave, if you know what I mean. And it goes to show you that what they did countrywide in 2020, they are now doing selectively still in certain areas of the country, in this case in California. And they have now just called the race, and they said that Rahman and Basshole have now moved up for the runoff, and they have boxed Spencer Pratt out. But yet Hilton, for some reason, they have now advanced him to the general. So they wouldn't have Pratt become the Los Angeles mayor, but they don't have a problem with Hilton possibly becoming the governor. Very, very strange things going on, to say the least.
Well, it's again, I'm not surprised, and I've never been surprised. That's why I didn't get excited about anything in California, because I see it for what it is. And even if the Save America Act did pass, it's still California would do what California does. And Hilton, again, do I hope he wins? Of course I do. But do I trust him and forget that he's a Fox News guy, a Brit, more establishment friendly type individual who's saying the right things because that's the political climate? Yeah, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I don't know.
I find it funny that Spencer Pratt did all these really cool videos, AI videos, all that great stuff, and he went after these people hardcore. And then he just sat back and allowed the election to be stolen from him, and all he had to say was patience. Really, what? Patience as we watch as your victory slowly gets eroded away? Mm-hmm. Look, I said this before on the show that I just did. I said it on my own show, and I'll say it on this one too. How to stop the California leftists from stealing the election. Step 1, the RNC files an immediate lawsuit injunction ex parte directly to the Supreme Court. Then you have the Pratt campaign, and of course you have the Hilton campaign, and join in that lawsuit. Then it goes to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court then issues an emergency injunction stopping all counting and forcing the preservation of key cards, of ballots, of envelopes, of machines, all of those things as well. Then President Trump would sign the 2025 National Emergency for Elections executive order that he was supposed to sign and was talked out of signing because they said, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. We're going to get the SAVE Act passed for you. So you don't need that national emergency for elections. So, of course, he held off on it. Don't know why he hasn't filed it now, especially with what's going on in California. Send in the FBI, send in forensic auditors, and seize all of the election equipment, the machines, the ballots, forensically audit everything. I put this on X, that's why I keep looking over. After obviously finding election fraud, nullify the election, redo the California primary for the next 30 days, and I would then have it under close supervision of ICE, the FBI, and Department of Justice officials. Step 7, arrest, indict, and convict everyone involved, including Newsom, Basshole, Rahman, Becerra, Steyer, and any person who dropped off or picked up fraudulent ballots. And then, of course, this must culminate with passing the SAVE Act. If there was ever more of an example and a reason why we would need something that verifies citizenship and signatures and all that good stuff, it would be this. So I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. The only way we're going to get rid of John Thune is if President Trump himself calls for his removal. Now, today, he took it a step and he said, well, let's get rid of the Senate parliamentarian. He demanded John Thune fire the Senate parliamentarian. That's not enough, okay? How about you demanding that the Senate gets rid of John Thune? Because the only way it's going to happen is if that happens. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck with Thune because no one's going to have the brass balls and testicular fortitude to challenge him and throw him out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're in a situation where President Trump has said more about what's going on in Los Angeles and California than, again, the people involved. So, obviously the plan makes sense. So it's good. And I think Trump is, we've seen in his interview with Meet the Press and everything else. I think he's getting beyond fed up and he's starting to emote a little bit more, which is good because he's also dealing with the ginormous cluster that is what's going on in the Middle East. And with everything going on, there's so damn much. But and again, this is why this has nothing to do with me being black-pilled at all, because I'm not that person. I'm a realist and I want real change, and I still believe it can happen, but there's ways to go about it. And everybody is so quick to jump on this one bandwagon, this one train of thought, and this one thing to think that this is what's going to take it back. This is going to save us. They want you to believe that. And Spencer Pratt's, his lack of outrage.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me either.
It kind of surprises me after the ads he ran, but
if you remember, I'm one of the only people that just wasn't overly excited about him. And again, not because I didn't want him to win, but because I've seen this game. I've seen this game so many times, and I think we're at a point now where we want to believe that it's authentic as the AI ads are, but something always felt off. And that's still how I feel. And I think that, from the president down, I mean, he knows what's going on more than anybody else probably, but no matter how much I know, how much we know, you have the common sense solutions to fix it. We know all these different things, but it's still, whatever we know, we're not even scratching the surface of how it really is and how deep this corruption, how deep this game is, and who the bad actors really are. We don't know. And that's the thing. And it goes back, and I'm going to bounce around for a moment to make a point. It's like the Israel thing. Like I said, we had Mark Beckman on the show a year ago when the first thing happened, where everybody was starting to turn on Israel and the Elon Musk thing all broke down. And that's, Melania Trump's number one guy who made the Melania movie. And I gave a monologue and I said that, I'm not going to not support Israel because I have nothing against the Israeli people. I have nothing against Jews. I don't blame them for all the world's problems. I'm sorry. At the same time, I'm never going to support the Israel intelligence state the same way I don't support the American intelligence state, the deep state. These problems exist. I say this because you see what's going on in the Middle East, and now it's like, oh, now you have the warring factions. yet again dominated the headlines. Alex Jones, all these other people. Trump's now he's with us again. He's back now, and he's starting to see what we all told him about Israel. Really, because 2 months ago he said Israel's not the problem, but now it's back to Israel. And you have that side. Then you have Mark Levin saying that President Trump's, I still support him, but he's betrayed. Blah, blah. It's just back and forth. This is what it is. It's the art of the distraction. It is from the old KGB shit that we've seen, that video that we've seen from the early 80s, I believe it was. It's more than a psyop. It's more than a shell game. Unfortunately, it runs deeper. And you have to almost let it play out and boil over, because there's so many different things you could try to approach. How Trump did it in his first term. He came out ball swinging, and then he was surrounded by people stabbing in the back constantly. Everybody betrayed him. It was one of those deals where it was too much too quick. And then I think he understood you had to play this game a little bit differently. As we've talked about for months now, the global stage, because you can't fix inside. But at the same time, he is focused on inside, but he has to go about it differently. You have to chip away. And all you want is that one person with enough balls to stand up and be what they actually profess to be, whether it be Pratt. Well, but his AI videos. Well, is there AI videos? I watched him in a debate. I thought he sucked. I was like, where's the guy in the AI videos during his debates? I was unimpressed by his debate. I'm like, dude.
I thought he actually did a pretty good job.
He did
I think he could have done more. I think he missed a lot of opportunities. Yeah.
He sounded like a politician. He sounded like a lightweight junior politician trying to be like, a toned down but amped up. And I wasn't impressed. And I'm like, dude, are you what you are in the videos? Are you what you are in the videos? Are you an actor playing a part? Because in the prime time where you had a chance to really go at it hard, where was that fire? I didn't see it. Maybe I want to see more. I don't want to see people like me, but I want to see people going out there spewing truth, fire, go after them hardcore. Not in the videos. Great. You can make videos. Fantastic. And the meme team showed you could change the course of the world with them. But at the same time, it's like, people putting all this hope into these AI generated videos. And then when you see the actual, when you see it all come out, it's like,
one thing that I'll touch on, because that is actually something that I touched on earlier today on Jeff Carreir's show. I said the same thing. I don't understand why the Department of Justice hasn't brought in Gavin Newsom into Washington for an under oath deposition and asking him point blank, what did you mean by this break the glass strategy that you said that you have to make sure that the Republicans weren't going to advance? He needs to be, questioned on that for sure. And they need to figure out what he meant by that, because honestly, that was the Joe Biden moment for him, right? Remember when Joe Biden said, we have the greatest voter fraud organization in history? Well, Gavin just said the exact same thing, just a little bit different. And for California, he said, we literally have a break the glass last-ditch effort strategy here. He should be indicted immediately for election fraud. He should be brought into D.C. by the FBI, and he should be interrogated under a deposition in which, he's got to say the truth and under oath. So I don't get it.
You're talking about it. The president has spoken about it. Who else?
I don't know. Spencer Pratt talked about it. No, isn't that amazing?
The problem. And the GOP.
It's amazing.
And the GOP, not that I trust the GOP at all, was suspended on X today. Like all these weird little anomalies that just magically happen as if it was almost by design, you know?
And where have we seen that movie before?
Exactly.
In 2020.
Exactly. And you weave it all together. That's what I'm getting at with the Israel, hate Israel, love Israel bullshit, with the election stuff, with everything else, or with Maine. It's like it's working in tandem and playing all sides in order to sway people, to deceive people, to take people's attention away from whatever the actual prize is. And the prize for us is simple: restoring the republic, saving this country, empowering the people. Imagine that. But we don't like that. So it has to be, we have to go all in and be all about this one person, this one side. Tribalism. It's, yes, it does go back to KGB. Yes, it's practiced by Mossad, by CIA, by MI. It's all these different things. It's more than a psyop, but this is what they do. And they're replaying the same thing over and over again. And you have the guy at the top now being more vocal than ever again, which is good because I think he's pissed off, quite frankly, with everybody underneath. I'm not talking about the Marcos and the Hegseths. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, and what more can they do? They're actually playing it right. The Secretary of State's not supposed to weigh in on this. The Secretary of War is not supposed. They're doing what they need to do. But yeah, we need to see more from DOJ. We need to see more from the FBI. We need to see a lot more. Todd Blanche so far, I mean, I don't like the man personally, but I think he's done probably a better job than most. But again, are we seeing anything bear fruit yet? I think there's a lot of things happening. But again, we're not seeing it, and we want the payoff. But people, we want our candidate to win. We want this, we want that. Of course we do. We want to see change. We want to see it happen in the hardest places. And people put so much blood, sweat, and tears and emotional freaking baggage on that, and they cling to it. And
then they steal it, which then demoralizes the people that want the change, and they do this on purpose. It's a psyops, so that we're demoralized and we're defeated and we're feeling despair, and so therefore we won't vote. And that's exactly what they want, and that's why we have to do the opposite.
Exactly, and that's exactly what they're doing. Why are they doing it now? If we could break them in the primaries,
they won't come out for the midterms.
Exactly. Because Trump has messed up their plan. They wanted to wait to get all the fake MAGA people to turn closer to the midterms. He screwed that whole narrative up. But now let's do what we do. Old Faithful. It's just like, oh, Ebola. I heard the other day, Ebola's back in America. Nobody cares. They're still trying with this Ebola thing, this wet dream from 1989 to 1993, the monkey movie, everything else. They keep trying with Ebola. They try with Ebola, West Nile, Mad Cow. They tried all these different things. And then, let's use a coronavirus. That got them all. Look, the flu, everybody's hiding in their houses. We're going to shut down the world. That's all they needed. Keep it simple, stupid, right? It works every time. And 2020, like she said, you have no proof. I put more proof out there than anybody about 2020. But again, the mainstream narrative, and then unfortunately the podcast to stand losers are all they're all on the same page, the left and the right working together, basically just we're the ones who want the real change. These are the worst offenders. The mainstream media, we know it's bad, but the worst offenders are the ones who profess to be like us, profess to be the patriots, and they're going along with the narrative, doing it in their own way because they're distracting you. They don't want to talk about anything that's going on because they want to keep you narrowly focused and narrowly defeated, narrowly deflated, and that way they have the momentum and people keep sucking on their tit, wanting, they have the answers. They're wrong every time, but they have the answers. They have the solutions. And that's what irritates me. I seen in the chat room before. I didn't see all of it. I'm sorry. I can see you again, by the way.
You can. Okay, good.
Came back. Yes.
All right.
So now I can see you. But like, so they say with the ranked choice voting, and it's like, if we vote? I said, somebody on X said I'm casting my ballot for Dan Sbriglio tomorrow, and I don't have to be concerned about my vote not mattering. Believe me, they selected the winner a long time ago. And even, if she wins, she's going to resign. She's going to win, and then she's going to retire, and they're going to it's a plan. And I'm not saying it because
you're saying Collins will win and retire?
Yes.
That's what you think would happen?
Yes.
See, I actually think
guaranteed.
I think what they're doing is they're pushing out Plattner, right? Adolf Hitler, getting rid of him so that Janet Mills can come back in.
Yes.
And then they're going to do a write-in campaign with Collins against Janet Mills, and they're going to direct everybody to vote for Janet Mills. That's what I think is happening.
That it's one or two plays. It's going to be that. That's why we didn't change the video that I'm going to play later about, Janet Mills is going to be your Democrat candidate. No, because I still believe that. I still believe that this whole thing was all about her to get her in. And even, it's going to be her Secretary of State, evil, disgusting. I hate to break to the people of Maine. All right. Your Bobby Charles guy is kind of an establishment intelligentsia hack too. But I mean, yes, he would be better than, Wessels will be the only good governor in Maine. But, even if he did win, I wouldn't trust it, but he's not going to. It's going to be the Secretary of State, what's her face probably, who's the Mills disciple, corrupt, and literally overseeing the voting, running for governor while still acting as Secretary.
Kind of like Arizona, right? With Hobbs, she was the Secretary of State, overseeing elections. She broke every single rule possible, and then didn't recuse herself, and of course stole the election and put herself in as governor.
Exactly. And that's exactly what'll happen. And Collins is friends with all these people, and she has something medical going on. We'll leave it at that. I sound like Alex Jones. I'll leave it at that. And she does win. If she does win, she will resign. Then it goes back to the governor. Mills is going to be senator, if not this November, going into the new year, within a year. And that's the sad part, unless they have some other dark horse radical Dem. But yeah, this douchebag, pedophile, scumbag, Nazi, he's your proxy right now. He's your whipping boy.
He's your Eric Swalwell.
Yes,
basically.
exactly. That's exactly what he is. That's why people need to understand. And again,
and this was an inside job by the Democrats getting rid of him too.
Of course. They hung him out to dry. Hell, I mean, even Fetterman said that. Sounds like he was put up there on purpose, you know. But this is beyond.
Well, he never wanted to run. They recruited him and probably paid him a shit ton of money too to do it.
His net worth went up $19 million in a matter of 2 weeks. So you figure that out. I mean, like literally, this is all.
He was like, I raped a whole bunch of women, and I'm a real piece of shit. You guys want me to do it?
Kids,
do it anyway.
Yeah, you're the guy. You're the one. Yeah, you're the one. So, but people need to understand when they blatantly do this shit in front of you, it's because they figure, well, why must we try so hard when we can go back to what we always do? And that is exactly what they're doing. And that's why I say, you know, when you do vote for me tomorrow, you're not wasting your vote. If anything, we got to have a registered vote. And then I could say, you could write me in the general. I'll stay in it as a freaking independent, the one true Republican running. I'll do it just as a FU. It just takes one person to vote. And again, I'm going to say this time and time again. Take a picture of your vote, which Josh said you should do anyway, or record a video and say why you're voting for me. So I expect all 3 or 4 people that are going to vote for me to send videos.
I bet you get a lot more than that. I bet you do.
I hope so.
I think honored. You don't think you'd clear 100? I think you will. I think you'll clear 100 easily.
It'd be nice. We're going to put vets up. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rage of Aquarius Monday Night Edition. But now that I can see you all.
22 minutes in.
22 minutes later, yes. But no, we could do bets. You know, will Dan get more than 100 votes? I hope. I hope to God I do. It'll be an honor. And I mean that sincerely. But again, you know, take me out of the equation. It has to do, yes, you all, for those who don't know by now, you're deaf, dumb, or stupid. All right. You know who I am. You know what I'm about, and voting for me is not a wasted vote. It is the FU. Remember, they silenced me, they stopped me and said I wasn't allowed to run before the primary ever happened and before the deadline for signatures even happened. And besides, in Maine, all you need to do is get one write-in vote in a primary, and now you magically register you could run as an independent to the general as a write-in candidate if you so desire, or be an independent candidate.
That's what it is in Maine. You only need one vote.
One vote.
That's crazy.
But go out and get 2,000 signatures, though, and then they're going to invalidate and they're going to, do what they do. But again, all the things they did are completely illegal, completely corrupt. But this is just the embodiment of what they do, and this is how they operate. What they do in California, what they do everywhere. So people need to be aware, and people need to start, giving the finger to it any way they possibly can. And it starts. I mean. I'm not putting that much on me. Yeah, I would like to see Lindsey Graham defeated tomorrow too. That'd be the biggest friggin' coup de grace ever. I would do naked cartwheels down the street. But I'd do like a wee if I was elected senator. But Manny, get out of my house. We're coming back. We need to rent the room. It's about like. Sorry, I mean to go off this whole freaking thing. But
no, it's all right. Look. Here's the thing. We've got to figure out a way to get rid of the Senate Majority Leader from South Dakota.
Yes,
he has to go.
Yes,
and it seems as though even with the handful, if that handful, of senators in the Senate that are actually conservative for real, it doesn't seem like they either are aware of getting rid of him or want to take on that battle for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe they're afraid of losing, their committee chairmanships. I don't know what it is. But we have to get rid of John Thune. He has to go. And the only way I see him going is if President Trump himself goes on Truth Social and says, I want all of MAGA to get as loud as possible and demand that John Thune steps down. This is coming from me, the President of the United States. He is stalling my agenda. He is stalling the judges. He's stalling the Save America Act. And the only way we're going to get this done is if we put enough pressure on him to get him to resign and have another vote on a new leader. But again, we can't even do that. That's what I'm saying. The Senate is so just like isolated away from fucking reality that they won't listen to anything outside of that 100 people room. And the only one that they will listen to and fear is President Trump. So if President Trump comes out and says, John Thune needs to go, then John Thune goes. If President Trump doesn't do that, we're stuck with Thune.
I agree. And I think we're reaching that point, the critical mass where Trump knows, listen, Trump has his plan set. And this is where I was going to go before too. He knows what he needs to do in his 4 years. I'd love him to run again. He's not going to run again. Okay. He knows what he needs to do. And I think that the Meet the Press thing was emblematic of he's reached a point of critical mass where he knows that, and that was my point exactly. Why do I keep saying the only senator I think I like is actually Fetterman? Because even the Republicans that I like, you have no balls. It takes how many, Josh, to get rid of him? 5.
That's right.
5.
That's it.
And we can name 11 that we think are so wonderful and all pro-America, blah, blah, but they let this piece of shit continue to stall the agenda. How many
on an
presidents?
85% issue, I might add.
Yes. And they had a poll come out today to last 6 presidents, all their recess appointments, and then there's Trump, 0.
Yep. And he's being stopped by a Republican Senate.
Yes.
Which is unheard of.
And I think he's going to go scorched earth.
He needs to. It's the only way that guy goes.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen because he has nothing to lose and everything to gain. And even if he gains 1 or 2, it's better than what he's dealing with now. It's worth the battle. The man is busy. Everybody every day wants to freaking attack him and scold him and everything. You know what? He's the president. He knows what he signed up for. He's a big boy. He could take it. He knows what's up. But people do not realize just the depths of this battle and this corruption and how and people, well, that's your thought. That's conspiracy. It's not conspiracy, people. It is evil. And look at this. It's the second term. All that hasn't happened while Republicans have been in control for the first 2 years of both terms. And this
happened the first time too.
Yes. If it feels like it's by design, it's because it's by design. And that's where people need to take the stands where they can. That's why these primary votes that have been happening are freaking fantastic. We're seeing the wins coming, the unlikely things. Paxton, amazing. Tomorrow, get 100 votes for Dan in Maine. Freaking legendary. Robert Wessels becomes the candidate for governor in Maine. I would screech like a freaking Yeti. All right. The real people. Lindsey Graham gets defeated. My God, it'd be like freaking being born again. These little things, because people need to step up and do something because your elected officials are not. And again,
exactly.
And that's why, people say, and I understand both sides of the argument. Yes, well, people, you need to call. They do care when you call. They care when it's convenient for them. We know what it is to do the pressure campaigns because we've done it in the past. It's worked. Now it's like they're giving you a little and then they're showing you we don't care. We're just putting it on a facade. We're playing the game, and it has to come from the top. It's unfortunate because all I said for all these years was this next time Trump wins, we need to be active and help him. One man can't do it alone. And here we are again where one man is fighting every single battle alone.
Exactly.
And we need
and
more.
He's got a Senate and a House that are doing absolutely nothing to help him. I mean, they came out the gate and they got the one big beautiful bill done. And that was it. That was like they shot their load, and now they're just like, well, I'm done. I'm going to go watch TV for the next 2 years.
It's disgusting.
We can't have that. We can't have that.
They don't care. They don't care. They know they're secure, whether it be by blackmail, corruption, whatever it is. They know they're good. They're not going anywhere. They don't give a shit. Shake the establishment to the freaking core. Do something massive. Do something epic. We can do it.
And the thing is that Thune basically told Trump, if you endorse Cornyn, I'll get you the SAVE Act.
Yeah.
But I think what happened is Trump was smart enough to understand that the base would have been so pissed off if he would have done that the political fallout from endorsing Cornyn over Paxton would have enraged MAGA. But also Trump also understood that Thune is a fucking liar.
Yep.
And he would have endorsed Cornyn, pissed off MAGA, and that piece of shit from South Dakota would be laughing in his face.
Yes.
So as I say, The only one that's going to get rid of this asshole is President Trump.
Yep. Yet again, we have to rely on POTUS to do all the work that the other ones, even the ones who are patriots with balls, will not do. Because lo and behold, they're not your heroes. They're not your warriors. They're not your fighters. They don't give a shit about you. And I've been saying this for years and years and years because I made the very crucial mistake when 2006 of meeting those who I thought were really good people. And I learned quickly, they're all shit. So Demons Among Us has a question. Nice to see you again. Someone said Vance can take his place. Is that true? Yes.
Someone can take, as Senate Majority Leader? Yeah, he could. He's not going to, nor would he want to. But he could be the deciding vote in a 50+1, obviously. It's interesting that President Trump is talking about the Senate parliamentarian, who is an absolute bitch, and she should have been wiped out years ago. I agree. But why stop there? Just go right to the top and take out Thune, and then the next person who takes over the Senate will appoint somebody for the Senate parliamentarian. Hopefully it'd be somebody that would be MAGA. I think at this point, because if you look at the vote last time when they decided on Thune, who was in second place? It was Senator Rick Scott in Florida, right? So more than likely, Rick Scott would be the Senate Majority Leader. Personally, I'd rather see Mike Lee or somebody like that instead. But anyone would be better than Thune, which is basically McConnell's bitch.
Well, how sad is it? You would have Trump even celebrated Rand Paul finally doing something sounding he threw his support for the Save America Act. I was shocked. He actually put out a tweet that actually had some relevance. So nice to see. But yeah, I would take Rick Scott at this point. Okay, and that's sad. But I think the parliamentarian thing, I think that was kind of like the foreplay.
Yeah, but she's just disgusting. I mean, she took a lot out of the One Big Beautiful Bill too. Don't forget, quite a bit. There's a lot that she stripped out of it.
It's sick. So they all need to go, dude. That's what it comes down to. They all freaking need to go. And and by the way, to the chat room, Valentina Gomez, I love her. I think she's freaking awesome.
She's amazing.
I love her.
She's balls to the wall conservative.
She's awesome. She takes
some of her videos I've seen where she's like, burning, like she's got like the Quran, she's got fucking bacon frying on it and stuff. Like she's tough.
She's great.
Tough. I'd love to see her get elected,
and I've seen her in debates and her in interviews, and she's the same person, which is a beautiful thing.
She's great.
Yeah, I think she's awesome. And wait,
the other one that's really good is Tina Forte in New York that always goes against AOC. Yes. She's a pretty tough Brooklynite right there too. She's always had balls. We had her on PolitiShock 3 times actually, and she's cool people, Yeah, and this one. Awesome. Travis and Charlene. Hi, Charlene. Dan, I hope you take at least half the Democrats' vote and half from Collins. And Dan, if Rhino Graham loses, I'll hold you to that. Cartwheels down the street and Hollis can film it. Thank you. Well, if it's all part of the plan, they said I'm just a Democrat plant, don't you know? Oh, yeah, yes. Sure.
Yeah, we got to go after their conservative superhero, the young and vibrant Susan Collins, always putting America first. Yeah. Anyway.
Young and vibrant doesn't go together with her, that's for sure.
Did I ever play that video?
And the thing is we're probably going to get stuck with her again.
Of course.
More than likely. And so what does that mean? If there's a Supreme Court opening, she's going to be the only one that we're going to have to drag over the finish line and pay her off and give her another fucking building in Maine with her name on it to get the vote. It's like, these people are just disgusting. It's so sick.
They're evil, dude. They're freaking evil. And believe me, I don't just dislike her for the sake of dislike her. I dislike her because she's an evil, demonic piece of trash. And nobody really knows anything about. Of course you don't. She's in Maine. They count on that. But look at her high-ranking positions. Well, she's the chair.
So what?
Exactly.
So what if she's the chair?
So
doesn't make it any better.
It's just it's too damn.
And you notice Trump isn't saying much about that race.
No,
because he needs her vote when assuming she wins, and so because of that, he's just like quiet. I think they asked him about it. He's like, I'm not paying attention to that one.
Yeah. Well,
but he didn't endorse her either.
No, which is a perfect.
And he won't,
opening.
not in Maine.
Perfect opening.
Yeah,
that's right. We're going to call it right now. Middle of August, President Donald J. Trump puts out a Truth Social post endorsing Dan Sbriglio for United States Senate. Anyway,
I love it.
Then we're going to DC, dude. So
there you go. Let's go. Let's do
we're
it.
hell. Anyway, so, sorry. I mean, again, I know I tied a lot into that, but I think I tied a lot in because it's all relevant. Everything we're seeing, it's like it's all narrative play. It's all psychological operation. It's all this bullshit just playing out in different sections at the same time, and it's overwhelming people. If it feels intentional, guess what? It is.
Yeah,
anyway.
Absolutely.
Sorry, dude.
No, it's you're right. It's a psyops. I mean, the left is so good at using psychological warfare against the right. I mean, the right, they're not even close to being as good. And quite frankly, they fall into the trap each and every time. It's like one of those, what was that, the Venus fly trap thing, right? The fly lands on it and it's open, and then all of a sudden, right? That's what they're doing. They're doing the exact same thing.
Yes.
And it's ridiculous because they want you demoralized. They want you to be in despair. They want you to be depressed, right? Anything with a D basically is what they want. So that you don't go out and vote in big numbers in the midterms. So that they can then impeach the president and get rid of him and everything else and start the whole thing all over again. That's what they want. And there are so many stupid Republicans that don't get that. And they just blindly fall into the Venus flytrap.
Yeah. And every time. It's just, it happens again and again and again, like Pavlov's dogs. Yep. Absolutely trained. It's just, it's sad to see. And I have to believe in my heart that there's, even if it's just a handful, at least it's a handful of more awakened people that are starting to see through. And that's why the woke right keeps losing every freaking election that comes up. That's why these people they're losing some of it. But again, they're still falling into the trap for other things. And we just got to keep pushing and keep pushing.
Exactly. And then they look at us and they say that we're the conspiracy theorists.
Yes.
That we're the ones that don't know what we're talking about. And we certainly do.
Literally every conspiracy theory is just what? I mean, let's go down the freaking rabbit hole for a second.
Yeah, really.
What have we spoken about that hasn't been either proven or released or, declassified, or it's common sense, people. I'm not going to talk about Chupacabra serving freaking martinis in a DC whorehouse, but I will talk about, you know what I mean? It's like there's enough stuff going on, people, where it sounds a little too surreal that it is. Well, let's just go about our day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Dude, you go ahead now. You throw me a topic, because
throw you a topic.
I'm all fired up.
You're all fired up. Okay. Yeah. Let's see.
Want to get my 2 votes tomorrow in Maine, and we're gonna 100 votes tomorrow in Maine, and we're gonna make history.
So Ohio just now passed a bill to put voter ID on the November ballot. Trump responds to that, so that's good. We've got Israel, I guess, now is saying that they'll wait for President Trump to give the okay before they go back and forth with Lebanon. What I say to that is Israel should just ignore President Trump and do the dirty work. Plain and simple. Go ahead and do the dirty work and get it over with. If we don't want to do it, let them do it. That's what I say to that. What else is going on? Let's see. There's a bunch of stuff going on. There's an earthquake in Cuba.
And the Philippines.
As if those people haven't suffered enough. Yeah, and the one in the Philippines as well. So, yeah. And then here, that was the other thing. Trump called on Senate leader Thune to fire Senate parliamentarian, slams Mitch McConnell. Thune pushes back, says that he won't listen. Unreal.
It's disgusting. And now that you say it, too, I mean, there is always that angle with the Middle East where perhaps that's the way to... Yeah. I still don't believe it. But it would be one play. Muddy the water. Oh, Trump's pissed at Bibi. Israel's going to defy him and then go do it. And
exactly. Turn the cheek. Yeah, exactly. Look the other way and let Israel do the dirty work. So, I mean, I guess there's this whole political bullshit about boots on the ground. Yeah. And I don't understand it.
I don't get it.
It doesn't make any sense. So if he doesn't have the testicular fortitude to do what's right and wipe out the regime, then, hey, turn your cheek and blame it on Israel and let the IDF and Mossad go in there and take them all out. I want to see Bridge and Tunnel Day turn into Bunker Buster Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, let's drop these things on these IRGC idiots that are hiding out in these caves that'll go down 350 to 400 feet and obliterate all of them. That's what we need to do. And if we don't want to do it, give the bombs to Israel. Let them do it.
And you know my sentiment. I still believe that something bigger is forthcoming, but it is an interesting take on it too. It would be the easy way to shut everybody up. I mean, they'll still say that, Trump started it. You know,
then they'll just say he didn't have the stomach or the stones, and so therefore Israel had to do it. Yeah. And I don't care who does it, just get it done.
Kill them.
Okay? Wipe them out. Because the thing is, if they survive, what's going to happen? They're not going to come after Christians and Jews and Americans and Israelis. They're going to kill their own people first. They're going to wipe out all the people that they think are, quote, traitors. And then after that, they'll rebuild their program and come after us. So what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. I'm just tired of talking about it because it's so frustrating. But I don't know. Just got to trust the president, I guess.
Also because they want us to talk about it. They want us to be obsessed with this. They need us to be just fixated on this one little thing.
So they're doing something else.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that's the bigger play, you know? So I don't know, man.
That's how it goes.
It's hard. It's a hard ass environment right now with so many things happening at one time. It's an amazing time to be alive. That's all I'm saying with that one. Do you think Trump is right to I was shocked to see Whoopi Goldberg actually defend Trump. I mean, of course she had to preface it with, she doesn't like him, but because they're attacking the president for going to the Knicks game in Madison Square Garden.
I was asked about this earlier. I really don't care. I don't follow how I feel. Basketball. I could give a shit less about the NBA. I just want him to be safe. That's all I care about. And I don't understand even going to the game because with all the attempts on his life and everything else, what's the point? Why even go? Just watch it from the White House. He's always got to be in the action, and I get that part of him, but he needs to be safe. So that's really all I care about.
Well, whatever he does, he should have Mom Donnie sitting right next to him or on his lap.
He should be eating. Baby back ribs and turning. Hey, you want some of these ribs? Mom Donnie?
Take some. Good. How about some bacon? You want a BLT?
Yeah, I think the other day I got limited on X because I said that Rashida Tlaib and her mustache should be waterboarded with bacon grease, and they had a little bit of a problem with that one, and so they took the post and they said it was visibly whatever, it broke the rules or whatever. But that's what we need to do. We need to just keep attacking these assholes as much as possible.
Hit them
and do it directly to them. That's what I love about X, because you can attack them directly to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and then limit you. But
yeah, whatever.
That's just the price to play.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I did get to see amidst my my joint flare up, but we did get to go see Scary Movie 6. So number one movie in the world.
Was it good?
It was amazing. And they're actually they're talking about doing White Chicks 2 and filming it at Mar-a-Lago, which I think is absolutely awesome.
As a joke, as part of the movie, as a joke,
real.
Or they're serious?
No, they're serious.
That'd be funny.
And they even shared the figure that the middle figure number one movie, because they got so much hate, but it was very well done. And the overwhelming attacks against woke culture, that one little and this is as current events as I'll get in the world of social whatever, but that scene on the subway where the girl gets stabbed and they said somebody stabbed her. It's they. Somebody stabbed. I use they them pronouns.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I'll give away a little bit of spoiler. Everybody in the subway gets up, black, midget, Asian. They all start stabbing and beating this girl to death to eradicate woke culture. So it was very well done. Very well done. So kudos to them. Anyway.
All right.
Sorry, I get excited about these little things.
That's all right.
But let's see. Now, I'm going to try to bring up
hammer through a couple of these clips.
Yes, and of course, they're on Instagram, so I have to do them quickly.
I know. My wife, she sees them. She's like, "Oh, this will be a good one for the show." She sends it to me.
No, she always
And
finds
so-
great clips. It's just Instagram is such a pain in the ass. That's the problem, you know. So
I got to do some more scrolling through X.
No, but
they're probably
again,
easier.
it's like they're great though. That's
the thing. Seems like Instagram does have the funnier stuff on it. So, and it's just random. I don't know. She just does a really random feed where it says all kinds of weird. Mostly it's animals, but animals and jewelry. But then it's always like, you know, the politics and then just weird, crazy things. You know how it is. You're flipping through and all of a sudden some weird thing shows up. Oh, this one. I thought this was funny.
Okay, let's see if it'll play.
Good. What? Yeah. What can I order? How can I help you? What the mean? Hey, Chinese restaurant. How can I help you, baby? You want to order or no? What you mean? What's up? Hey, Chinese restaurant. I don't call you. You call me. No, I don't call you. No, I don't call you.
We need a little bit of levity every now and again.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you go.
You know what? I would love to try to do that. Just it'd probably be funny as hell too. Just when I saw that, I was like, because it said on the top, it's hard to read, but it says, you know, 2 Chinese restaurants calling each other at the same time on speaker. So I thought that was pretty funny.
All right, let's go to this next one here. All right, here. Oh, wait, stop. I can stop it. I can't restart it, but I can stop it, so that counts.
Which one is that one?
This one is boom.
Oh yeah, this one's pretty good. Little more.
What Democrats were like in the 90s.
Yeah.
All Americans, not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country, are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country.
Our immigration policies are shambles, plain and simple. And right now, our borders are amazingly porous to people who shouldn't be here, such as terrorists, drug smugglers, etc.
If you break our laws by entering this country without permission and give birth to a child, we reward that child with U.S. citizenship. And we wonder, in this country, why we have an illegal immigration problem.
Unlawful immigration is not acceptable.
We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
The duality, right?
It's just unbelievable. If it's like, it's almost as if they knew that they were radical leftists back then, but they knew that that decision or that policy wasn't ready for the time, but they knew at some point in the future they were going to slowly turn the left more and more and more radical to where they would accept that. And it's like they probably forgot that those videos even exist, but it's just, that's the thing. It's like what President Trump is trying to do is like 1990s Democrats.
Well,
how is that radical? How is that extreme? You know? So it's good to remind people.
Anyway, let's play this one real quick because it frustrates the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
No car seats, no seat belts, no nothing. Just get in the car and sit where you're gonna sit. Not only would they call CPS for this shit nowadays, you're going to jail at the number 4 spot, not knowing where your kid's at. What did your mother say if somebody came to the crib looking for you? I don't know, they outside somewhere. We went where we wanted to go, we did what we wanted to do, but we knew one thing: be back in that crib before the street light come on. At the number 3 spot, sending your kids to the store for cigarettes and beer. Not only would your mother go to jail, the store clerk would go to jail too, because he see a goddamn note that you could have wrote yourself and he give you whatever you asked for. That's just the way it was back then, but if you try that shit right now, somebody calling CPS on you and you going to jail. At the number 2 spot, easily could be number 1, whooping your kid ass. Not only would your parent whoop your ass back in the days, they'll whoop your ass wherever. Church, school, in front of the police, it did not matter. Nowadays, everybody getting your goddamn business just for raising your voice at your kid in public. And the kids know it too, and they use that shit as a weapon. pack these kids up nowadays. And at the number one spot, letting your daughter date a grown-ass man. Yes, girls back in the days lied about their age and older dudes used to mess with them. But the one thing we don't talk about is how mothers knew that nigga was older, and because he was cool, she would let the daughter date him anyway. For some reason, the shit wasn't considered perverted back in the days. Daughters was lying about their age, and the mothers knew them niggas was older. Pack that shit up. The number one spot.
This is great.
Well, the first thing I will say is, as far as the car seat thing and all that, I remember my mother had a like an older like Cadillac or Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
It had that big back window, and I was so tiny at the time, so I used to go up in that little back window and sleep up there and stuff on our ride to our my grandmother's house. But a lot of times I was giving them the finger as they were driving down the highway. I'm pulling my pants down and mooning people. I was a little fucking terrorist, basically. But it's true. It's like I wasn't in a car seat. What the hell's a car seat? We didn't, we didn't do any of that stuff. It was so different back then.
Whole different world, dude. Whole different world. Better times. I'll tell you
I
that.
remember going to the store and getting my mom cigarettes too.
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
Nobody cared.
I remember that. No one cared. Didn't even think twice. I was like, here, my mom needs whatever. I mean, it's like you could never. He's right. You could never, ever do any of that stuff today. It's amazing.
No. So. It's truly incredible just how vast things have, how vastly different everything has become.
Yeah.
But everybody survived back then. No, but
Yeah.
oh God,
Exactly.
no. We know it's better for you now. So
Right.
whatever. This is freaking disgusting. And finally, unfortunately though, I screwed up and I let me get rid of it and try to put it back. Maybe then I could control it a little bit. Maybe.
Which one?
The last clip.
Okay, yeah.
Damn it. See, I screwed it up anyway. Close. But no, it's all right, we're gonna let it play out, I think.
Okay. But yeah, so many of those things that we used to do as kids. I mean, I don't know about you. If my mother would take me shopping, and I would like take off, and I'd go hide in the middle of like the clothing rack. With all that, and then someone would be like looking for clothes, and I'd jump out, scare the shit out of people. I was a little terror, and I was the youngest. I had an older brother, older sister, so I think all the strength, that my mother and father had was already gone by the time the third terrorist child was born, right? And so they didn't even bother anymore. It was like they were dealing with my brother and my sister. That was enough. So with me, it was like free reign, watching movies when I shouldn't have been watching movies and all kinds of crazy shit. It's amazing I turned out the way I did.
Oh, it was just fun. I remember being like a rebel and like staying up until like what, 3 a.m. to watch ECW wrestling on the MSG network because it came on at 2 a.m.
I remember the MTV Headbangers Ball.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, that would have been like 85, 86, 87, somewhere around there. So
And it went on.
Yeah.
And so I used to watch that. Of course, there was always Beavis and Butthead, but luckily my parents were pretty.
Ren and Stimpy, remember them?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, Ren and Stimpy.
My parents are pretty cool. They let me do my thing. They knew, So I got to be a juvenile delinquent. So it was.
I totally was.
Yes.
Being chased on my motorcycle by the police in town all the time. It was like,
I know.
It was just fun.
I can't tell you how many
fun.
times I actually was able to outrun the police in the Poconos. I'm not proud of this, and not for doing anything like heinous, but like you're young and dumb, and your buddy wants to race his Honda, and you're in the. It's like, okay, we blew the stop sign. Oh, there's a cop coming. It's like, just go fast. The back road's better than them, and you lose them.
Yeah, and I used to do that all the time. And they would know it was me. You know, they'd know it was Bernstein. We're gonna get you next time.
Oh yeah,
and I'd just be going through the golf course and jumping through the golf course and doing donuts on the golf course, ripping it up and everything else. I was definitely a rebellious little delinquent for sure.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
All right.
Oh, this is funny.
This one's great.
This is so true.
I know. Here we go, people. The degradation. I love it.
Oh man, so true. They just got softer and softer and softer and softer.
It's very
Unreal.
accurate.
It is. It's very accurate. That's why, like I said, she finds some pretty good ones, and it's just like, boom, let's drop these on the show.
She always does good, all the time. So, in the last few minutes, where you want to go?
Yeah, I don't know, man. At this point, I think we just have to wait and see what's going to happen. I mean, I think it's ridiculous that, they allowed the California election to be stolen, number one. And number two, if they're bringing in the Department of Justice and they said that they're working on investigations, well, then why didn't you stop the counting? That's what I don't understand, because you can get an injunction to stop the counting. And then you go through and you look at all the votes that were already counted. So in other words, you do like an audit, basically, of the votes that have already been cast and have counted. And then you have all the remaining ballots, and you've got to look through all of them and slow this process down. Look, they want to take a month to steal the vote. How about we take a month to make sure that they don't? You know what I mean? You go through, you check the dates, you make sure the signatures match. I mean, I don't get why we don't have that type of a mechanism, even with the Department of Justice. It's one thing for one state to try to steal an election. I get that part. But what about our Department of Justice? Why didn't we bring in the heavy hand? And why didn't we do it 6 months ago? Because remember, in the 2020 election, it wasn't stolen on election day.
Nope.
It was stolen in May of that year, because that's when they got together, right after George Floyd. Okay? That's when they all got together and they decided that they were going to use the COVID that was coming up, which they knew was coming, and they were going to use George Floyd and all that stuff to steal the 2020 election from President Trump, because they knew that there was nothing that they could do. They didn't have any policies. They didn't have a candidate. They had nothing. And that's what they did. So I don't understand why the Department of Justice didn't, take heed on the fact that they did this once before. Why didn't you have feds all over California to make sure and watch everything? I don't understand that. And that's really the part that bothers me the most, because what are they going to do in the midterms? What are they going to do in 2028? You know what I mean? And it's like, I hope he puts that national emergency for elections, executive order out. I don't know when he's going to do it. Maybe late September, maybe the first week of October. But he's got to do it. We can't have the midterms run without a national emergency. But you can't. We can't do it.
It would behoove him to do it as late as he possibly can, which would not give them the time for the legal challenges. It'll give them the grievance to bitch about and everything else, but it won't hold up in time for the elections.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
like
I want
2 to 3 days before the election or something
ideally,
like that.
Yes,
exactly.
That would be, the erection.
Erection?
The erectile dysfunction.
He calls an erection. Remember that one video they would play all the time? President Trump caused an erection.
He caused an erection.
Yeah.
It's November 3rd, right? Is it voting for midterms? Or is it the 7th?
I don't know. We better know, right?
I should know. We should know. And I can't remember for the life of me.
Well, we'll know by then for sure.
I know.
But yeah, whatever it is, a few days before, that's when it needs to go.
The Trump October surprise. So, spin the freaking tables, because they're on to 28 after that. They don't care about anything else. So, and no matter what, they'll spend the 2 years doing nonstop impeachment. It's not going to work. But
it's just going to be a pain in the ass. We got to deal with their bullshit. We got to listen to them.
We don't want that.
You're not going to get enough votes in the Senate to impeach them.
No. So we don't want that either. So stop these bastards, while we still can. That's the biggest thing. So
yeah.
Damn.
And if we lose and we start and they start all this bullshit, me and you are going to crucify our base. We're going to crucify Republicans and conservatives and MAGA. We are gonna light you motherfuckers up like you can't believe, and we're gonna be going, we told you so, told you so, and you didn't do enough to put the pressure on them to get them to turn around. So
Amen.
We better hope that we win these midterms, because if we do, it's going to be very difficult after another 2 more years of implementing all this amazing, great change for them to really even be able to compete much after that.
Exactly.
And even Newt Gingrich said that the other day, and I agree
Yeah,
with
at least he's being based, you know, and he's
Yeah.
right. He's freaking right. So yeah, dude.
Yeah.
We definitely need to hope for the best because and if not, we got to be the ones to go after it all because the other ones won't. They're going to keep playing the game and focus on their 28 wet dream, but no, we got to crucify everyone, and they deserve it.
And we will.
They really do. Again,
Let's hope we don't. We don't want to crucify
I don't
anyone.
want to.
Exactly.
It's like everything else. We don't want to be right. We don't want that. We want to be wrong. We want you to surprise us. We want things to just magically work, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
In a perfect freaking world, man. So, but if you want a perfect world and a perfect America, perhaps you should get the book. So, look at that. You got to go around my, there you go. You got it there. You can point at you twice.
That's
so if you want the book, the link is in the description. You can get it right there. It's very simple. You want to join the Substack, the link is in the description. You can get it there. You could join there. You could do all these amazing things. If you subscribe for a year, you get the book anyway. See?
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
wonderful things. So get the book. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. No, I can't really add much more to that. I mean, obviously, we're talking about a lot of the things that are in the book, and a lot of things that have happened and are happening are also in the book. But more importantly, there's real solutions on how to fix those problems. So definitely check it out. The title really kind of encapsulates exactly what the entire book from start to finish is about. Creating permanent freedom. That's what it's all about. It's preserving liberty and creating permanent freedom. And you have to have bold and brave solutions to do it. Simple as that.
Somebody
jbushow.substack.com.
And somebody asked me once, how come Josh hasn't put out a new book yet? Like, well, let's get the first book to actually be implemented.
Exactly.
It's not a book where it's like, oh, part 2 is coming. No, it's like, here's
Skyhorse Publishing isn't knocking down my door right now asking for a second book because I got to sell a hell of a lot more of the first one.
Yeah,
okay?
and it's like,
and I think I'm being censored and shadow banned on Amazon anyway, because it just doesn't seem like it comes up in the right categories and things like that. So
it's all
buy
kinds
the
of
book
fucked
on
up.
Amazon and help push the algorithm. So
yeah, you need to, because it's all kinds of fucked up. It really, really is, and people need to realize that. So with that, I'm gonna do something a little different now.
Okay.
If you want to stay, you can, but I'm gonna do a 10-minute little monologue. I'm gonna take liberties here and make one final appeal. So you don't have to stay on. I'll cut that when I send it to you. Don't worry.
Okay.
But
I'll listen.
I'm just saying. But you sure? Because I could drop you down.
What's the appeal?
It's to Maine. It's to the people.
Oh, it's to Maine. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we're all supporting you, man. So let's go.
Well, I appreciate it. So with that, I want to just say, it basically comes down to what we've said during this whole show, whether it's about a multitude of topics, with anything going on in today's world and in this country, this time in our lives. All right. We have a choice, and the choice is ours. The choice doesn't belong to the establishment class that doesn't care about you, to the elected officials, the Republicans that claim to love you whenever it's opportune for them. Or in the case of Susan Collins, doesn't ever say such a thing because she doesn't. Or in the case of Lindsey Graham, because he doesn't. These people are puppets. They are representative of a failed establishment class that keeps winning over and over again, because even in their loss, even in their losing power, losing grip, they still have you. They still own you, because they count on your naivety. They count on your fear. They count on the demotivation campaigns. They count on you being depressed and beaten down and blackpilled and accepting that the thing I've heard so many times in Maine, it's the best we've got. It's the best we could do. Nothing's really ever going to change. Change can come. Change can begin, and it begins with you. I'm a realist, okay? I'm a realist. The reason why they went to such great extents to silence me and to shut me down literally from day one when I announced my challenge to Susan Collins over a year ago in February of 2025. I actually did it in January, but I made it official with the FBC on Valentine's Day 2025, I believe. Yes. So why did they go to such great lengths? Well, because I'm a threat. I'm a plant. I'm a Democrat plant. That's their big thing. I'm a Democrat plant. Why? Because I didn't have the money to play ball, and I didn't want to play ball with them. I didn't want to be a part of their system. I didn't want to be a cog in the wheel. I want to crush that system. I want to destroy that system because I got sick and tired of this, the 2 years plus of being in Maine, so many families coming to my wife and I talking about what's been done to them, how their lives have been impacted, seeing such a gorgeous, beautiful, prosperous, should be crown of America for real state being destroyed and depleted by the people who claim to love it, and their claim to fame is, oh, we're real Mainers. We've been here forever. So do you take extra pride in destroying what you claim to love? Do you take extra pride in destroying the place that you live, the place that you work, the place that your family came up in? Do you like turning a blind eye to the children gone missing, the drug trafficking, the demonization of your systems, the degradation of your infrastructure, of your economy? It's died. It's dead. It's beyond dead. And it's not getting better. It's not going to resurge. They want it to crumble because they want you controlled forever by them. And they consider you too weak, too feckless, too cowardly. They consider you too minute of a force, too silent of a voice, too enslaved to ever rise up, to ever stand against them, to ever vote against them. When I've said for so long about how they're going to use your positioning in your church, your positioning at your job, or your community boards, or your chamber of commerce, another corrupt piece of crap, and all the crap that they do. Why? Because it's small towns. Well, that's why you don't want to live in a small town, some would say, or that's why it's this, it's that. No, you know what? We lived in the St. John Valley. That's where our house still is to this day. What, 9,000 people, I think? Honest to God. But you know what? It's a beautiful place. It's a place of vibrance and people who actually care about where they live, but they're not able to act on it. They're not able to show it the way they want to. They're not able to reap the rewards of generations of blood, sweat, and tears to preserve their land. Why? They want you. You know, in Maine, it's like a reverse smart city thing. The 5-minute cities or whatever the hell they're called. I can't even remember my own words now.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right? Like they literally they want this. Why? Because we keep them so small town that we can control them. We control them with the cop or the deputy or the judge or the game warden. Another big thing. People have no idea what they're even talking about unless you've actually lived there. How much power a game warden has, could come into your house. It's insanity. Nothing to do with hunting. CPS. We've heard about that all over the country, right? You know how bad it is in Maine? Do you think I'm making it up when I talk about the children going missing? The children being trafficked? Do you think there's not corruption in the northern border? And that both sides are in on it and profiteering off of it? Do you think there's not blackmail banks down in Portland and banks? Literally, you have a whole corrupt town council in Madawaska, Maine. How many of you have heard of Madawaska, Maine? I'm using this platform, the entire world, and I apologize for using this show to do it, but this is my chance, right? I'm using this to tell the entire world, one of the four corners of America, the most northeast place town in North America, well, in America, excuse me. Has anybody ever heard of it? People from Maine have. Some people from Maine haven't. What goes on there? A corrupt county, not county. Sorry, I'm thinking of Luzerne County in Pennsylvania. Really corrupt. It's not a city council, but essentially it's the same thing. Where you have people on that freaking board, literally in the local plant, the paper mill. They have videos of women in compromising positions and blackmailing underage girls and all these little things kept by this one douchebag who's like the head of the town council. And it's kept them private servers down in Portland. And again, I've said this publicly, and nobody's threatened me for, defamation, libel, slander. Why? Again, give me exploration. Give me the chance to go. Please. They literally have blackmail banks for small towns. Yeah, John Martin, a name that's been synonymous with Maine politics forever. This guy was a freaking pedophile fag. I don't care if you're gay, but this guy was like obsessive with using little boys and shit like this to blackmail people and compromise mothers. Troy Jackson, disgusting piece of shit Democrat running for governor, corrupt. You know how many people he's been indirectly, allegedly involved with freaking having killed? I know that sounds crazy. It probably does, right? If I had to sit here and tell you that, the judges are in on it, the cops are in on it, the elected officials are in on it, the county chairman are in on it, the ombudsman is in on it. They're all in on it. You'd think I'm just being conspiracy theorist. I've said this loud and proud since the day I've announced. Do you wonder why they spent just enough time to tell you that I'm not a serious candidate? But did they threaten to sue me? Did they threaten to do anything like that? No, right? You took my job, great. But I'm not from Maine. You see, that's the problem. So they couldn't hold the roots thing against me, hurt my family. And also, I'm not afraid of them. So they did what they did. Good for them. These crazy things I'm saying are not crazy. Not to 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 100 or 200. Thousands of people have been affected by having their houses taken, their land taken, children taken, family members mysteriously killed and suicided, right on the brink of discovering or exposing financial corruption and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. My point is, you keep the same people in power, expect the same results. They want to tell you that your vote won't count if you write in somebody like me. The hell it doesn't. You know why it counts? Because they said I was not going to be allowed to run day one. Announcement day. They said I wasn't going to be allowed to run. My wife, thank God in her infinite wisdom, who's been through so much hell. My de facto campaign manager, website creator, everything. And Demons Among Us, I saw about Wessels. I love Robert Wessels. I love the guy. I think he's a legitimate guy. He doesn't stand a snowball's chance in hell, but he's a good guy. And he and I had a whole yin and yang thing going. I'm a little bit more boisterous. He's a little bit more, tame, which is a good thing. Great dude. Really great guy. I wrote thank yous too to the 6 or 7 people who donated. And unfortunately, I don't know how many were actually from Maine, too. I mean, it's like they went overboard to shut me down. In a moment of just pure brilliance, the day we made it official, and the chairman of the GOP of Maine called me, let's videotape it. And that video pissed them off. The Maine Wire sucks, and they're corrupt, and they're pieces of shit. They all are. They know what goes on. They're complicit. They cover it, and they spin shit. They're funded by the Heritage Foundation, the Koch brothers, and Soros money. So they're your heroes. They're pieces of shit. Because we wrote to them before we held the rally in Maine, the first rally in the country after Trump got indicted in New York. We wrote to them about what's going on. Video, documented, testimony, a former state police officer who has boxes of evidence. Maine Wire, nothing. They defend it. They cover it. The most honest press I got in the state of Maine was from the corrupt libtard media, who at least actually announced that I was running. The Maine Wire once made fun of me because I exposed the GOP chairman. But how did I expose him? We let him speak and recorded it and put it out on video. So who exposed who? But then again, he's not one too shy about exposing himself, is he? Former Massachusetts police officer who magically left the job a little bit early. I never said that one publicly. It feels damn good. Please Libel, slander, bring it. Let's go. See? Discovery would be a bitch. Go to Maine, though. Now he's in charge of the GOP. Good guy. Good guy. Piece of shit. Vile pieces of shit. And to every single person who said that, well, what you're doing is hurting the GOP, I don't want to hurt the GOP of Maine. I want to end it. I want to crush it. I want it devoured by its own people. So the people maybe have a chance to have real representatives actually representing them. That walking whale-elephant freaking Hindenburg douchebag in the state house with his little tie that goes down mid-nip, that he's a part of he's like a GOP something. This guy is like freaking gonna die probably within a few months. God bless him. I hope he lives a long and prosperous life and loses about 500 pounds. This guy is a sickening, vile piece of shit. He called me insane and I'm crazy. Thanks for the recognition, douchebag. I've been insulted by far better scumbags than you. Why am I crazy? Because I'm talking about the things that you won't talk about? Because I'm talking about the things that you refuse to talk about? Or because I'm talking about the things that you're complicit with, that you're a part of? You're pieces of shit. I don't have to talk about the Democrats in Maine. I don't have to talk about them. We know what they are. We know exactly who they are, what they are, how they operate, and what they do. And you see these little hand jobs on X. You shouldn't be so. You should be talking about this. You should. Yes, I should sit there. I actually gave you a whole platform. I gave you my whole political platform. I did it like in the first month, dansburger.com. We put it out there. We gave you everything, where I stand on the issues, everything else. Did anybody ever care about that? No. Well, he says crazy things. I say crazy things, huh? But notice how you won't use any of the things I actually say in any of your hits against me, because you might draw some attention to it. So you try to silence me, you try to make me go away, you try to do all the things that you do, but it doesn't quite work, does it? Good for you. Because I think there's a lot more people in Maine that want change, that want the system to break, so they can not because of me, it has nothing to do with me, because they want somebody with enough balls that isn't threatened, that isn't owned, isn't held captive by these demonic pieces of trash, to say the things, to be the change, to at least give them the stage and say, hey, take it, do it. I didn't want to run, and running made me sick, but I promise you now, I'm going to stay into the general. And if I'm an independent in the general, I don't care. I don't care. Because I'll be the only real Republican running. Bobby Charles is a piece of shit. I saw that in the chat room. I don't like him. Propped up fake candidate. Bush administration intelligence guy. Never trust him. He's a psyop. Please believe. He came in because Robert Wessels got a little bit too much, and he was brutally silenced and stifled. Not as bad as me, but Wessels was given no time, no attention, and then he got some recognition. Then people were talking about him. So, let's get our big conservative superhero who can swing an axe, and he magically has millions of dollars and put out these commercials and everything else. People want change. They want a real person, but you got to have a bus. You got to have a campaign team. You got to have this. You got to have that. Stop accepting what they sell you as grassroots, as being grassroots. Start accepting change comes from you. It shouldn't be an asshole like me having to be loud about what's going on in your neighborhoods, in your towns, in your homes, to your families. It needs to be you. But I understand why sometimes you can't. Well, I've set the table. I'm going to continue to be loud. I'm going to continue to be boisterous, but I'm speaking truth to power. This isn't some AI ad. This is me on the radio, open to the world. We're seen by millions of people. All right? Everybody knows who the hell we are, who the hell I am. Please believe. If you haven't, go look back at all the people that have been on these shows and everything else. They all pay attention. Hell, we went to the freaking GOP, the Capitol Club, right? What is it? Next to Congress. We were there for CPAC. We were taken there by a friend. They all knew about my campaign. So talk about it in DC, huh? Susan Collins hates me. Please believe. You see, they do not want somebody like me who is truly not owned and incapable of being bought or paid off. Okay? That's the God's honest truth. They don't want somebody who isn't beholden to them, who puts God first, who puts his wife first, who puts his country first. And even though I'm just a homeowner and a taxpayer in Maine, so I'm an open carpetbagger now, I guess, renting in Ohio currently, which, by the way, was a blessing to come to a red state. I'm just throwing that out there. But I remember the reason why I wanted to move to Maine, having never been there in my life. But ever since I was a kid, I wanted to move to Maine. Yes, I like snow. Yes, I like winter. Yes, I like cold. But I always wanted to go to Maine because I thought it was something so special without even knowing it. And I got there in such a beautiful state. I want it to resurge. I want it to come back from the dead because it is dead. But you are not. You have a chance to make a difference. And why? I know I'm not going to win. And I appreciate the supportive comments in there. And I hope you're right. I hope I do get 10,000, make a statement. I'll be happy with one. Josh said over 100. Who knows? Ranked choice voting is the stupidest, most corrupt piece of shit I've ever seen in my life. But I had fun with it when I voted. All right? So yeah, you could write me in because they said I wasn't going to be on the ballot before the signatures were due. Before the primary ever came around, they said I wasn't going to be on the ballot. Amazing. Why? Legal citizen, no felonies. Well, not that matters, I guess. I meet all the criteria, but not allowed, right? Why? What do they fear? Both sides. I saw somebody talk about Laura Libby. Laura Libby is another piece of shit. I hate to break it down. I feel like I can be honest now. She's a fake wanting higher office, nothing. Does nothing. Speaks not even that good on camera. I'm timid, but I'm going to try to be a badass. Ooh, I'm silenced. She's a fake piece of shit. I'm sorry. And it's not nice to say. It's not nice to say. Maybe she wants to do some good things, or maybe she's propped up. Did Laura Libby ever talk about how they approached Wessels to back out of running for governor and he should run for something else because she was considering it? See, Robert won't tell you that, but I will. Did she ever return one of our calls, get together, have a meeting, whatever? No. Fake. Paid props. What's she known for? What's she really known for? She's censured. She's silenced. Ooh. Has she done anything to help the state? Has she done anything really to help the people? And if she has and I'm missing it, God bless her. And I still wish her the best. I don't have to be fake. I don't have to pretend to like all these people who aren't worth liking, who don't warrant the support or the respect of somebody like me or any of you. Because how have they made your lives better? How has anything improved in Maine? Answer that question. Ask yourself that question and answer it truthfully, honestly. And if you feel like you want to send a shot across the bow, if you will, you want to send a message. And this sounds so stupid and egotistical. And yeah, I guess it comes across that way. I'm gonna ask for your vote. I'm asking you to vote for me because it's a vote for you. Because the thing that will piss them off on both sides, the right more, and people who wonder if I'm a real Republican, go fuck yourself. I'm still a Republican. I hate the Republican Party and I hate the Democrat Party. But I've been a Republican my entire damn life. I know what the Republican Party actually is in its history. They don't. That's why I choose to stay a Republican. At the end of the day, they worked harder to silence me than even the left. The left put me in their papers, put me in their websites, all that other bullshit, right? They did it. To them, it's funny. They just want to see the Haggerly demon go. Well, they really don't, because she's the best Democrat they ever had in Maine, next to Nepo Baby, or Nepo Baby 2. So the point of all this is simple. One vote, they have to report it. They have to publicly display it. They have to register it. See, even in their twisted things, it's like I always say, they always show you what they're doing while they're doing it to you. It's the same thing in their broken system. One vote. Who needs the money? Who needs the signatures? I could run right to the general, and they can't deny it. They could try, but it won't work. So now it's on you. Forget about me. Forget about anything to do with me. Think about what I'm saying. Think about how it affects you. Think about why an outsider who isn't a real Mainer, as I've said in the video, I'm going to say again, why does an outsider care more about your state's history, your lineage, your farms, your factories, your mills, your jobs, your environment? Why? Highest energy costs in the country. Maybe California took the lead again. I don't know. But yet we supply how much energy? Across the border. How much lumber? Across the border. But don't worry, sometimes we get our own lumber back. We buy it back at a higher rate. Do you see a problem? Loring Air Force Base isn't coming back, people. Northern Maine, they killed you. 15-minute city, Portland, well along the way, doing just fine. You deserve better. The people deserve better. For better or for worse, you deserve the right to say F you to the system and vote for whoever the hell you want. So use their ranked choice voting crap against them. I'd be honored to have your vote. I'd be honored to have one. Be honored to have 100. Be honored to have 20,000. All we could do is break through the code or cone, whatever, the wall of silence, the wall of censorship, because the one vote gets me to advance. What more can I say? Everybody knows how corrupt Maine is. I'm not going to be silent about it. The president had me at the White House. He knows who I am. That's an honor. And I'm going to continue to be loud and bold about the truth of what goes on there, because it's emblematic of what goes on across this country. So in closing, write me in. You can put Dan or Daniel, it doesn't really matter. Write me in tomorrow in Maine. Please, 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 please. I'm sure this show will be like freaking shadow banned like a son of a bitch. Thank God we have our own network, huh? But they'll do everything in their power to make sure this isn't seen. Probably why I was that's too conspiratorial. But take a picture, shoot a little video, send it to me. Send it to us. Contact us at VOPUSAradio.com. That's all you got to do. There's a million ways to find us. Go to VOPUSAradio.com. You'll find out exactly VOPUSAradio.com. You can email us right there. Send us a video right there. Please, if you're one of the ones I text or do Facebook Messenger with, send it. As long as you give me permission, I'll show it on the air to prove a point. Not about me, it's about you. And that's the exact damn reason why I chose to even run in the first place. It was never about me. Never. Because I hate these people more than you could ever possibly imagine. And I want to destroy them. Not in a violent way. I want to tear them down using intellect, using heart, and balls of steel, quite frankly. Unafraid to go after them because of the damage, the death, and destruction, and the hell that has been unleashed on the people for so long. Somebody has to do something. So it starts with all of you. Tomorrow, oh, fuck it. I'm asking for your vote. There you go. And I approve of this message. And these are the words, even though Josh is gracious, these are the words of me. I hear barking. I love it. Dogs for Dan. Even though these words are my own, it is not Rage of Aquarius, or anything else. But I'm asking for your vote. So thank you. God bless you. And I thank you for tuning in. Westbrook, definitely a 15-minute city. Oh, God, this goes on and on. I'm looking at the comments, but I appreciate you. Again, take a picture, send a video, do a little thing, whatever it is, get it to us. We will put it on Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Politishock will be live, and hopefully we're celebrating. It only takes one. I used to say I have a rally with 30,000 people. The next one, like 20 people will show up in the pouring rain. How do you feel these attendance numbers? I said the same thing I always say. It only takes one. That's it. And I mean that sincerely. One vote is a victory. Let's give the establishment and the corrupt freaking dual party bullshit the finger tomorrow and vote for Dan Smirglio in the United States Senate primary, Republican primary in Maine. Thank you. And I'm done. So I don't know if Josh is coming back on. He hung out backstage. God love him. I appreciate that. But this has been the Rage of Aquarius extended edition. Personal plea to all of you. I hope you'll take it and run with it. And again, I thank you, but it's not about me. It's about you. Let these fuckers know that they can't tell you who and what you can do, who you can vote for, who you could like. Disgusting. Time to break that system once and for all. I'm done now. So enjoy the closing video if it plays. I might not be able to see it, but if it plays, and remember the Janet Mills part, don't count her out. I'm telling you, call me freaking prophetic. I see these things coming a mile away, and again, I'm the one that wants to be wrong. I don't want to be right. I want to be wrong 1,000 times over. So the video works. For Josh Bernstein, I'm Dan Smirglio. This has been the Rage of Aquarius. Last half hour, or 20 minutes, or half hour. God, I'm sorry. This has just been me going off because tomorrow's an important day. Tomorrow we could send a message. So thank you, VOPUSARadio.com, VOPUSARadio.com. We will be back Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time with Politishock. And, of course, at 11 p.m. is Politishock's Hour of Rage live with Josh Bernstein. Well, we're always live anyway, but, he'll be coming on after his show, Full Throttle, and into Hour 3 of Politishock. And we'll have a lot to talk about, so make sure to join us. And, of course, next Sunday, back to regular time, the Rage of Aquarius, 9 p.m. Eastern time. And tune in tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time for Holistics. Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you. God bless you. Good night. Vote for Dan tomorrow in Maine. Write it. Take a picture. Record a video. I love Dan. I hate you, Dan. Whatever. Send it to me. I'll play it. Election time is here, Maine, and you have a choice on the Democrat side between a socialist and a communist. Gee, which one will you choose? And on the Republican side, let's face it, you have washed up, has-been Susan Collins. But what you don't know, you have another choice. And I am that choice. And I have been that choice since announcing last January. People ask, where have you gone? Are you still running for Senate? The answer is this: yes, I am. But in doing so, I had to spend more time getting attacked by the establishment and attacked by the people who said they wanted change, but all they did was condemn, criticize, and judge versus help and get involved. We lost our house. I lost my job. Changes had to be made. I still have that house, but we can't afford to live there anymore. The price you pay for doing the right thing. You can't see anything about the campaign on social media. Social media, including X, is a joke. It's not a home for free speech. It's a home for suppression and suspension. As soon as we launched our Senate channel, it was deleted within 12 hours because the establishment fears the voice of truth. If you want to know what I'm doing and the things I have to say, go to VOPUSARadio.com and check out the Dan for Senate channel, and you can see all the videos as to where it began and how we got here. I told you over a year ago what it's going to be, and congratulations. While you were all trying to decide if I was a, quote, real Mainer, the establishment wins again. Your Marxist, communist, socialist piece of crap governor, she's a shoo-in for the Democrat candidate, and Rhino establishment hack is going to be your candidate on the Republican side. You want change? Write in change. Write in Dan Smirglio. If called to serve, I will serve. But I am done sacrificing for people who don't want it. I'm done trying to prove myself to you. What I said over a year ago has come true. So now your choices are slim. Your state can no longer afford to be complacent and quiet, because you are all complicit if you allow this to occur. If you want the change, write in the change. Vote for the change. I did this because you didn't. Because this country and this state needs a fighter. I'm here and ready to serve, as I have always been. BOPUSARadio.com. I say the things that you're too afraid to say.